any suspicious activity to your nearest station warden.
Wow. This station's sure gone to scrap since last I stepped about. Don't think we'll be hitching a ride anywhere quick.
The plan can wait. Our lines will not. Good subjects arrive 15 minutes early to avoid missing their tram. Your patience is commendable, passenger. Please continue waiting quietly until the next tram arrives. The plan can wait. Our lines will not. Good subjects arrive 15 minutes early to avoid missing their tram.
folk were hunkered down here. Wonder how long they held out before. Well, best not to think about it.
Day 206. Morale? Low. Condition? Feeble. Voucher mech. Watching. Always watching. Many have left for Matriarch's mercy, seeking refuge with the Order. The fools. Can't they see the Order is no different from the Protectorate? The Order won't...
Incessant muttering to oneself may disturb fellow passengers. Further conduct violations may warrant notification of the Sentinels.
Try it, you doddering rattletrap! Such threats compel me no longer. I now answer to no one. I've seen through the lies of both sides. In time, everyone will.
Unwarranted optimism may be a sign of a more serious imbalance. Please see a curativist before boarding.
We got an appointment to keep at Matriarch's mercy. Let's just hope we don't get shelled too.
Somebody help us! Anybody, please! Finally! Some help! We desperately need aid. Desperately! My family and I, we was making our way to the Mercy Camp for us refugees. We were set upon. My wife, my son were injured. Can't move them by myself. I had to leave them just past this tunnel so as I could go for help. But being alone is even more riskier. The Varachnids, I chased them off, but please help us. Ain't nothing I can do for them, but you got weapon and medicines and can get us to the camp. Please. I don't... Vary, by my guess. She was bit on the thigh, high, like, can see bone. Or maybe white means infected? She's screaming all the time when she's awake. Then she goes to sleep. She in agony. And my son ain't waked since the attack. Hurry, please. We must hurry, or they'll be eaten. Or worse. Thank you.
Let me know when you needed a stretch.
Out of sight and on the way. Let's get you healed. Someone call for a medic.
Can't get that anyway. Need something, Commander? Sure. Always happy to talk.
Another refugee? All right, step forward.
Recharging as fast as I can, Commander!
Just a moment. Allowing anyone into Matriarch's Mercy unprocessed will upset the precarious ratio of refugees to aid. We should have an opportunity for placement in approximately 7.85 days, presuming no unforeseen alterations. That a fact? Well, I was going to give you a friendly warning, but since you don't have the time, I'll leave you to wonder. So be it. Welcome to Matriarch's Mercy. Keep your behavior within acceptable parameters.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. And the invaders, and the Order defecting, I remember this place before the war.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. Between the invaders, and the Order defecting, there's no putting this spread back into the can.
Cloister is looking pretty good right about now.
I swear,
Wasteland devoid
it's
of
nigh
life.
on impossible to
Well,
find decent animal
Arcadia
remains
is
in these
doomed.
parts.
Plain and simple.
Thus. And then we solve for the... apologies. Just catching up on a research assignment between queries. Yes? Did you need something? Oh, doesn't everyone have that memorized? It's 1.77245385. Ah, I see you were making a jest and/or attempt at conversation. Anything else? Distraction and I are old colleagues at this point. My part in these shared circumstances is admittedly somewhat unique. The abbot felt a scientician operating in a conspicuous spot in the thoroughfare might be useful. An illustrative way for our guests to see how we operate, to show how the crabble patties are made, as it were. That is, if the meat preparation involved a 90-step rate formula and a conflux of polynomial equations. I am also on hand to answer queries by providing data supporting our actions. Though perhaps due to my central location, 89.74% of the time, I am simply asked for directions. They must be exceptionally pleased with the statistical jump correlated to residents within Matriarch's Mercy. Numbers here are pretty compelling. According to data, life inside shows a notable uptick in key relevant quality of life factors. Life outside sees increased risk of starvation, inclement weather, and hostile xenofauna. Yes, indeed. Numbers are really against you out there. We have diverted internal resources to better meet demand in key areas. And I'm pleased to say that's led to a statistically significant 2.7% increase in refugee satisfaction. But if my data remains unconvincing, I suggest you inquire with Provisioner Plotnik inside the lift building. Then back to it,
Oh, try not to get too close. My sinuses are stuffed up. My ears are... I could burst at any moment. Every fluid from every orifice. So keep your distance. Oh, you want me to keep sickness to myself? Is that it? Well, I refuse to give in to shame and fear. I've gotten sick at least a dozen times since we set up camp. Why, last week alone, I caught hack lung, sprat tongue, skinny teeth, and a rare case of... Figured I might as well get used to being sick. So I'm practicing for my next disease. I think it's downright awful what's happened to these fine... Sickness, malnutrition, spontaneous... You too. Drug...
How long are we meant to stay here?
Ask the Order. I'm not in the prediction business.
How long are we meant to stay here?
Ask the Order. I'm not in the prediction business.
Please keep your behavior within acceptable parameters.
Broke my nose last scrap. I banged him up real good for you, didn't I? I won you one, right? Matters settled.
The void you did. Barely connected. You're thinking of 2-3 scraps ago. You've been mostly unconscious a while now.
You used at least 2 words I ain't sure I know. And I already forgot the question. No? I think.
You ought to talk to Boss Tilda. She's the brains in this... What does she call it? Oh, yeah. Quasi-illicit shenanigans.
Doesn't like to look at us when we're all banged up. Said my face turn...
Anyhow...
Keep your lamps lit. Wherever there's trouble, there's always opportunists willing to profit from it.
Keeping everything above board? I hope not. This ain't the place to go poking your nose in other folks' business. You strike me as the upstanding sort. You lost. Whatever you're selling, I am not in the black market.
You got business? No? Move on. You the fixer-lyncher aide to Agent Galloway? Don't suppose you got that crawling hibiscus she promised to sneak me, huh? Forget it. You can come in. Don't do anything foolish. Hello, hello. You're the one that aided us in availing Sub Rosa of a rather large shipment of Spectrum vodka, yes? Agent Galloway is slightly less trustful than most feral canids, so winning her over speaks volumes of your character. Consequently, I'm pleased to present you purchase access to my fine wares. It's fortunate you're no stranger to contraband. It's superb cover and a consistent market. Refugees are in need of all sorts of supplies that the Order cannot provide, and Sub Rosa delivers, at only a reasonable markup. Myself, I enjoy the thrills of the environ. Will the Order attempt to drive me out? Will Matriarch's mercy be shelled? Shall I run out of new cereals? Oh, thrilling! Agreed. You'd do well in Sub Rosa with that philosophy. Supposing you didn't get killed anyhow. We stand that we'd like to make a good ton of bits on the war. And maybe expand our reach in the... Beyond that, I'm not supposed to comment. But Sub Rosa consists primarily of ex-Anti's Choice and ex-Protectorate personnel. We've still got folks we care about out there. Complicates some of our feelings on the fighting. But if the fighting stops, our income begins to go dry. Idle browsers will be escorted from the...
Do me a kindness and mosey on.
Greetings. What can I help you with? Let me guess. One of your co-occupants is always hanging up his or her britches in your corner of the yurt. Am I right? Or you're dealing with more of a stay off my palate or that's my air you're breathing sort of thing. Pray elucidate the exact nature of your tiff of contention. Oh, really? Like they strung a few words together in a row and it all made sense? That's a marked improvement on earlier. Guessing they left out a bunch, though. Here in Matriarch's Mercy, if you're not a member of the Order, you're probably living close to somebody else. In some cases, sort of thing tends to cause friction between neighbors. Would lead to fights, but nobody here wants trouble with the Order. So they hire our hooligans to battle by proxy. Half the time, people shy away at the first sight of blood. The other, that's what they're there for. We say whoever wins the fight wins the argument. But frankly, it's never anything of consequence, like, okay, hurrah! This guy gets back his mangy button. Now, how can I help you exactly? Ugh, a tourist. Well, clear out then, huh? Can't have you scaring off real customers. I got a bunch of yeggs, 2 pugilized pugilists, and a sick.
Look, your nose was just a stand-in for Duarte's nose.
Don't feel like a stand-in.
Where do we go now? Another refugee? What happened to this place? Law. Matriarch's Mercy is no safer than the trenches.
Look on the bright side. I predict that the worst is behind us.
Ah. Where do we go now? What happened to this place? Law. Matriarch's Mercy is no safer
We're not
than the
going
trenches.
anywhere.
Look on the bright side.
Not on the basis
I
of some
predict that the
half-baked
worst is
prediction.
behind us.
This so-called exclusion zone is where we stake our claim. Stand with me in defense of freedom. Freedom!
Cause trouble and I will school you. Chapter and verse.
Except for the fact that you ain't yelling and trying to eat me. I'd have pegged you as some sort of prosperous scrapper by the rough look you got about you. You do got a certain feral look in your eye, though. Okay. I give up. Tell me. Cheers to that, friend. When war looms its ugly head, adaptation is key. May Huffstutler, formerly Auntie's Choice, Department of Invasive Marketing. Now, the voice of the that's what those in the Order call me, leastways. An unofficial sobriquet, likely meant as a pet. On account I object. Louder. More often than the rest. Those of us ended up here have very little except needs. I turn those into demands for reasons of clarity and import. What little I understand, I actually sort of admire. I mean, from where I'm sitting, they hold the most potential. If only they worked harder to realize it. Because really, at the end of the day, ill intent and neglect feel pretty much the same. Happy as I am to make your acquaintance, I'm busy staking our claim over the exclusion zone, so if you'll excuse me. The exclusion zone. The Order has decided to keep us out thanks to some nebulous prediction of disaster. Screw their predictions. We have people, displaced by war and disaster, in sore need of space. There's plenty of room to house them. Chance of life-threatening peril from a yet-to-be-determined catastrophe were the administrant's words. Not what I would call specific. I honestly don't give the slightest whit about the Order's idea of math or whatever calculation tells them that a catastrophe may or may... I couldn't get anywhere with Administrant Agarwal, but you, maybe you'll have better luck. I got a pretty fancy gun I was issued back when I was a rising star at Antes. Side with us, and it's yours. Even throw in a healthy amount of bits for your troubles. Thanks, stranger. Maybe fate's on our side. You can find Agarwal in the lift building, probably formulating another equation to get on my nerves.
Where do we go now? Another refugee camp? Another colony?
I predict, with an 8.23 margin of error, that our situation will improve in time.
What caused the schism between the Protectorate and the Order? The Consul tried to kill presiding Bishop Ruth Bassard.
Apologies, outsider. As a vicar, I am usually tasked with guiding non-order lay people, such as yourself. Lately, the abbot has tasked me with the education of the refugees in our care. You are, of course, free to stay to be enlightened by my lecture, but I don't need an abacus to predict your path lies elsewhere. Well, if it's in the displaced's best interests, I imagine I can find a moment. Yes, I reckon I do have my ear to the grimy dirt floor of Matriarch's Mercy. I hear what common lay people are saying, and the wide array of... Suppose I, more than any other member of the Order here, connect with non-scienticians. I've begun daily lectures, including practical advice on efficiently planning their days. I frequently launch into extended orations on everyone's favorite topic, math, and meticulously expatiate on our sex origins in the most rigorously pedantic detail. As I'm sure you've read in recent dissertations doing the rounds, education has proven to have a 13.7% increase in overall quality of life. I am single-handedly making a difference here, with constructive pointers on efficient scheduling, lessons on order history, plus some mathematics for a little added razzle-dazzle. Perhaps some other time we can debate the theoretical complexities involved. Whew.
Reminds me of Tau Ceti right after the merger. Had to wait for my number to be called just to get rations and a cot. Hope
My
these
suit
folks
is
don't have to wait
nutritionally
as long.
calculated to sustain all bodily functions, but it could use a little salt.
If we factor for random elements offsetting certain key variables, upsetting the mock apple cart, as it were, we start to grasp the potential range algorithmic dissonance.
Friends, neighbors, while you shelter Matriarch's mercy.
What is it? I have 15 seconds of allotted time for non-specific discourse, so choose your words with expediency. Oh, don't tell me. You're here on behalf of the voice of the displaced, aren't you? Mathematical predictions always keep us one step ahead. My latest augury noted that a stranger would come bearing an inconvenient message. This is about the exclusion zone, correct? Fair enough. The exclusion zone is a mere corner of Matriarch's mercy, and rightfully off-limits. You see, the seer predicted that a calamity would befall the exclusion zone, warning that the barrier must not be crossed. But the ever-disruptive voice of the displaced is dead set on occupying the exclusion zone anyway, laughing in the face of certain peril. Surely. But the abbot asked me to be personally responsible for their continued well-being. The seer has augured death for anyone who enters the exclusion zone. Yes, you heard me right. Death. Furthermore, and I quote, an outside mediator, having earned the confidence of both sides, has a high likelihood. And now the voice has involved you. How auspicious. Perhaps you are the outside mediator who was foretold. I have some custom-made order armor I never use. I can also allocate some funds from my budget. At least, I can provide that if you side our way. That's more than the voice can offer. So, do we have a deal? The first step is to familiarize yourself with every angle of the dispute. Talk to the people of Matriarch's mercy. The displaced want the exclusion zone. We want it kept off limits. We can't both be right. With your seasoned perspective, perhaps the voice of the displaced will learn. Any questions before you get started? Novice Seer Vicarage should have ample time to illuminate you on the Order's forecast modeling methods. He's just down the room from here. I can tell you she's a rabble-rouser of the highest order. Still, she cleaves to her principles. That's something. You can find her outside, among her people, stubbornly defying an order barricade. But you already knew that. These are the data points we need. Keep at it then. Precision is at many people around.
$1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and supplies for the displaced. Well, if the Archivist said so, I suppose I can factor out. As the assigned provisioner, I am responsible for coordinating the requisition and distribution of comestibles, medicinals, and miscellaneous vital supplies. The overwhelming majority of my time is dedicated to this, leaving only moments to see to the Order's needs in the settlement. But it is an effort I undertake with great relish. You may not have noticed, but the refugees do not want for food or medicine. Appreciate you.
Try that. Updates. It has frame drop issues.
You respecting my time.
It's like every time they update this thing, it gets worse.
Yes. You may peruse to your heart's content, but
Said my voice was too high, so I turned that down the other day. Okay, so I turned my voice back up. Is that better? Oh, shoot. Talk to me.
my time is yours. You may peruse to your heart's content,
Alrighty.
but do so speedily for my sake.
Plasma pistol, frost converter, 750. Burst assault rifle. I like the assault rifle. Telescopic sight. That's what I want right there. 250. And then what's it? Plasma cutter, syringe, blade. Plasma pistol silencer. But I don't have a plasma pistol. That's frost converter. I just don't have a plasma pistol yet. Oh, there's one right there. 400. And then there's a burst assault rifle for 520. So I'll have to come back and see her later. And this is a new mask too, or a helmet. Oh, I think I bought, no, mine looks different. I've been playing this off and on with ESO back and forth for since it came out, but there was the witches event going on and the wall event going on in ESO, so I've been playing mostly that, but now the witches event's over, so all the collectibles and stuff are done with, so I can catch back up from here. This is actually a really fun game. It's better than the first one, at least so far. Talk to me.
By the law, it's you.
Uh-oh, doctor. Let's see, helmet. Okay, I got that one and that one. Safety sphere. Projectiles that come too close will automatically be destroyed at the cost of the user's energy. Well, that's kind of cool. Marketing manager. Companion abilities charge 10 times faster. See, that's what I'm learning now.
Oh, thank the architect you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help.
Trade now, talk later. Well, I'm in desperate need of medical attention. Am I? You want my help? You don't even know me. I have a question first. What do you think of conditions at the camp?
As a doctor, I'm appalled. We don't have enough beds or private quarters to separate people, so sickness is blazing an unhappy trail through the refugees. Of course, the Order keeps us well supplied with meds, but things will get worse as long as we're overcrowded. Yes, I can treat sickness as it arises. It would be leagues better to prevent it entirely. That means space to spread out.
Anything I can do to assist with that?
Since you asked, you can run this medicine to Horst Lambing. Just don't shake the man's hand. He has a habit of coughing into his palm when he covers it at all.
I could use some healing, Doc.
I can tend to your injuries, provided you have the bits to compensate me for my time and skill.
Sure, here you go.
Many thanks. Now, hold still. Right as rain. Now, will there be anything else?
All right, tell me what it is you needed.
Where to begin? There are so many sick and wounded in Matriarch's Mercy, and I have but 2 imperfect hands. I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the seer predicted an outsider would find them.
All right, I'll find your medical specialist, as was foretold. Think you can help MS?
Might have time to patch up 1 or 2 patients before we head out. I used to be a combat medic. A good one, too.
You also strike me as someone on the go. I need committed medical employees, not a freelancer. The seer gave me a datapad with explicit instructions that I not read it. For my intervention could only throw probability into... Now, take the datapad, with my thanks.
Before I get to that, I had another thing.
How can I be of service? Since you aren't a refugee, I hope you understand that I cannot offer my goods.
Okay, what's this one? Gain an additional medical inhaler. Damage resistance while crashing. Heals 450 health duration. Okay, and pinnacle pills, biomass, numbing agent. Okay, so I just need to get some more money up. Oh, there was an auto dock right there. I saved myself some money.
You're right. The universe does not orient itself toward fairness. But it's my firm belief humanity can do better.
All evidence to the contrary.
Try not to deviate from the norm.
All that. defensive plates. Yeah, we can always use these. Even if it puts us down low on money. Okay, we gotta make some money. Oh. All the plans. Tossball blocker shock head. Marksman rifle plasma barrel. Sniper rifle shock barrel. Telescopic sight. Okay, we will be back here to buy more weapon. What's this? Vera Schneid Sucker? First SMG micro reflex sight. Oh, that's cool because the first SMG wasn't worth damn. Okay, we got a lot of good stuff to come back and buy.
Verified before we amplify.
Ah! I pleasantly anticipated this exact moment. My personalized order prediction and weekly prognostics report both mentioned encountering an unforeseen factor about now. I suppose that designation doesn't wholly apply to you, though, does it? Predicting future events is an imprecise science. Currently, that is. Well then, I read that you'd have questions about our predictive methods, correct?
How does the order predict the future?
We utilize a mix of proprietary research methods to gather as complete a data set as possible, and advanced calculations using well-honed models to effectuate it. None of us predict events with complete accuracy or absolute detail. We'd need to solve the universal equation to do that. Fortunately, we're all working very hard on that problem. The Department of Predictive Analysis provide weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions to help steer our followers' paths.
Department does what now?
The Department of Predictive Analysis is mainly populated by seers like myself, who represent the Order's most talented mathematicians. After years of study, of course, predictions have grown more difficult with the loss of the archive, but I am not to speak of that with an outsider. No offense.
How do weekly prognostic reports and personalized order predict different?
The former are generalized forecasts for groups or settlements. The latter are more specialized to individuals and take far more time to calculate. Usually some are handled by one of the more senior seers in a region. But with Seer Wiley's days taken up advising the abbots and other things, this responsibility falls to me. Regrettably, I have built up a bit of a sizable backlog.
Tell me anything about the situation in the settlement.
Matriarch's Mercy is brimming beyond capacity with those cast out by war. But we of the Order rise to every challenge and continually strive to better our guests' existence. Why, I, for instance, have availed my predictive methods to our refugee neighbors in the area.
Can't understand why I'm not seeing them here in droves.
I share the very same surprise. Engagement is admittedly rather low, but at least one member of the camp reports he has benefited from them greatly.
One person will swear by the Order's predictive methods?
One of our recent guests, Rollo Nast, has received multiple personalized order predictions. I believe he could speak to the effectiveness of our wave if my own humble assertions are not enough. I trust his attestations would convince you, and perhaps other members of the displaced as well.
This is a predictory. I expect more than a death.
True, my situation does lack a certain Regrettably, this is Matriarch's Mercy. We all must do the best we can with, well...
Happy to chat for 0.07 seconds. Oop, time's up. Bye.
Lovely day for differential geometry.
Ah, you must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your punctuality is commendable. Allow me to welcome you to Golden Ridge. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability?
Does a mantiquine kill its mate and feed the corpse to its hatchlings? Yes, please. No time for that. We said we could help one another out. Oh no, thank you, but I couldn't possibly indulge when there's mischief afoot. Sherlock Holmes. Start using smaller words or I'm going to start using bullets. Does the mantiquine kill its mate and feed the corpse?
If I may interject, High Scholar, don't you agree our time would be better utilized on more relevant?
Seer Wiley's right, as always. Obviously, we've all more important things to do than to stand around trifling. The presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, pursuant to our normal standards of compartmentalization, she was scant on the deep. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Ridge?
In the word revenge, I'm hunting a woman who nearly killed me. Augustine de Reyes. Back up a minute. What was that about compartmentalization? Maybe we should have this in private. Just the two of us.
And leave Abbot Newell to be subjected to the inanity of a total stranger.
Don't trouble yourself about Seer Wiley. He's here as my aide. I trust him implicitly. Now, you were saying?
I need to speak to Victor Clemens, supposedly he's a member of the order.
Victor? Oh, yes, Archivist Clemens. Quite the mind. Such encyclopedic knowledge of engineering. One could almost mistake him for an exemplar. Is he in some kind of trouble?
I'm not sure, but it seems likely he's involved in a plot to destroy Arcadia. Have proof Victor's conspiring with a group of dangerous zealots with ties to the order.
Victor Clemens, some kind of radical.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse.
It's possible he's been manipulated into believing his actions serve the plan. Victor might not have a stomach for violence, but his co-conspirators almost certainly do. He would be a very good conspirator if he went around shouting about it. A friend of the traitor I'm after said she and Victor had secret contacts within the order.
And that may well be true. But our standard of proof within the order is not normally met by hearsay alone. Victor's currently supervising highly experimental research at one of our labs to the northwest, the Enray Range, beyond the invader. Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution.
Can you be more specific about the threats I'm facing? What exactly is Victor working on?
What business is it of yours?
Let's not be obviously, Victor's work has something to do with N-rays, but beyond that, I haven't a clue. More of that pesky compartmental. Besides the highly caustic Serenium River and the Mantisaurs, we've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay.
I'm sorry, mad cultists? Is that all? I laugh in the face of danger. Sounds more and more like Victor's working with the traitor I'm hunting.
Victor is dedicated. Single-minded, one could say. Yeah, I've always thought highly of his analytical skills as a researcher. Less so his social ones, perhaps. Loath as I am to admit it, there may be some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order. Whether Victor is involved, as my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation.
I'm glad we're on the same page now. Now, how can I return the favor and help you? I didn't need your permission, but okay.
No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Auntie's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zeranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate?
Current tensions, and here I thought we were getting along so well. I'm an agent of the Earth Directorate. What more do you need to know?
Earth Directorate agent is just a title. I'd seek to know who you are beyond that bit of headline.
I ask myself that question every day. I'm in some patient shit tasks. I have to ask you the same question.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend. But the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations. Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the... One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence. But if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace.
Thanks for the leads. I'll look into all of this. Just checking. You sure the Order didn't intentionally attack Auntie's Choice? You're supposed to be helping me. Why am I the one doing all the work? Yeah, you're supposed to be helping me. Why am I doing all the work?
And here I was under the impression that investigating crime and injustice was...
He's got us there, Commander.
At any rate, I trust whatever's uncovered over the course of this investigation will serve as compensation enough.
You sure the Order didn't intentionally attack Auntie's
Most assuredly not. It would eliminate the entire point of the ceasefire. Well, please convey that fact to whomever you speak with.
Thanks for the leads. I'll look into all of this.
I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you up. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufacturer. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned with your findings.
Well, no use standing around then. This guy's one of them. He's in on it.
Have you beheld that new rifle up at the monastery, the Oracle?
The one Wiley designed, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. It's really low. It was real low, and I just turned it up. I'll turn the game down. The mic audio was real low before, but what happened to me?
He's more concerned with exonerating his own than with making things right. Hope you appreciated how I bit my tongue back there with the abbot. Didn't want things to come to blows with civilians in the crossfire. Full of excuses for the attack, wasn't he? Could be that he's sincere, or could be that he has his hands so full with keeping. Either way, I'm willing to stay my hand until we know the truth.
Is it better now?
Buried under the rubble. I'd want to know for certain before acting. Besides, ain't nobody around here better suited for investigating than we are.
I'll move my cup away from the front of it, too. Does the truth matter? It won't bring back the dead. You're taking this better than I expected. I don't know. I think the abbot's just trying to cover his ass. You're taking this better than I expected.
I prefer doing my shooting after asking all the pertinent questions, Commander. While we're at it playing detective, we need to scope out opportunity. If
Damn that guy.
We ought to help, however we're able. I can only hope they had warning enough to run for cover. If they didn't, well, there's only so much basic training can prepare you for.
Okay, I got him. We'll head straight there. You're speaking from experience. If these troopers are as good as you claim, they'll handle them. They can handle themselves. You speaking from experience?
One's endured a week-long bombardment in a foxhole with only enough. We should move on, unless you've got something for me.
Okay. What? There was something else.
You got a minute to talk? I got some thoughts on this situation with the refugees.
What's on your mind?
The number of folks seeking refuge from the war is, well, Andes may not be faring much better here, but we could at least find enough work for these folk to buy some food.
Why would Anthony's choice do anything out of the kindness of their hearts?
I mean, we ain't gonna give up our cots for what could be the enemy. We're doing what we gotta do to keep our heads up.
Ah, shit. Bad choice. Yeah, it was the game audio was louder than my mic. Plus my cup was in front of the mic. Yeah.
Commander, you got a minute to talk? I got some thoughts on this situation. The number of folks seeking Andes may not be faring much better here, but we could at least find enough work for these folk to buy some food.
The abbot's doing his best in not making the refugees earn his help. There are only two options. I prefer dying out in the desert.
You sure? He seems more concerned with the Order's reputation than anything else. It's a tough situation, that's all I'm saying. But if the Order can't even manage 10...
Let's try a different one.
Commander, you got a minute to talk? I got the number of folks seek Andes may not be faring much better here, but we could at least find... Real nice, Commander. It's a tough situation, that's all I'm saying. But if the Order can't even manage tens of folk at their doorstep, they ain't gonna manage much better should they win the war.
You like to state the obvious, huh? You're right. Let's ask these refugees if they prefer free food or having to work for it. They'll figure out the most efficient way of helping people soon enough. You're not going to convince me Andy's choice, since she'll get pissed at that. Let's ask them if they prefer free food or having to work for it.
I'd like to believe that. But frankly, I went through this myself when Andy's choice took over Tau Ceti. It took time to secure the merger, but once they did, we folk got the help we needed, and all they wanted in return was the signing of an employment contract. Now, I ain't seeing any contracts in Matriarch's Mercy. So what is the Order actually gaining by doing this?
They're just trying to help people who've lost everything? Why is that so hard to believe? You know Auntie's choice was wrong to offer you that deal, right? Yeah, they cut off her arm and gave her an animal arm to get her. Yeah, that's... Maybe they're scouting for new converts and conducting human trials. Well, they're gaining human shields. Nobody sane would dare attack refugees. That sounds logical. They're just trying to help people who lost everything. They're gaining human shields.
They'd have to be evil to even think of them as such. And they'd have to be stupid to think that's a line nobody would cross. The Order, anyhow, if the Order is in fact helping these folk with no hidden aims, then, well, I'll be the first to admit that there might appreciate you hearing me out.
A lot has happened lately. I'm sure you have some thoughts. Head back to the ship. I'm sick of your conversation. The game audio was really loud and it was overdoing my mic, so I turned the game down, and that seemed to help. Okay. Okay, what? On the trail of the traitor, doctors inside borders. Present and future company excluded. Okay, let's do this one. Ah, we got Rolo up here. How do we get up there?
Oh. Hello. You weren't mentioned in my latest personalized order projection. I mean, prediction. Granted, I mostly skim the parts what don't cover probabilistic dangers. Suppose that means you're not a threat. So that's good, right? Yeah, I reckon that's good.
Another Seer Vicarage mentioned you had a good experience with the order predictions.
I'll say, I try not to make any big plans until I can. First time I got a POP, it was on a lark. It said, Rolo Nast, our seer has predicted you must wear a helmet today. I borrowed one, as a laugh. Everybody ribbed me about it. Just after lunch, wind picked up on the cliff above and dropped a mock apple 152 meters straight down onto my head. Fortunately, I still had that brain case on.
Could be a coincidence, couldn't it?
Sure, but I've had 9 POPs so far, and at least 3 times something similar happened. Avoided drowning in a culvert, sidestepped my mantisaur allergy. Forget the other. Things like that just illustrate the fragile nature of human existence, especially here in Golden Ridge. My co-occupant Ike had a POP done and told him avoid liquids for 48 hours. He ignored it. Later got drunk, passed out, drowned face first in a puddle of water.
So you say the Order's predictions helped you? How accurate would you say the Order's predictions are? The forecast seemed impractically vague to me.
You did catch the part I said they'd save my life, right? I think alive is a notable improvement on dead. That's something you can take. I don't know why the other displaced have been so slow to take to them. But I'm not complaining too loud. Waited for my latest POPs long enough already.
Nope, not gonna talk to me, okay. Okay, who's next? No. Speak with the administrator Agro.
Where do we go now? Another refugee camp? Another
Down
colony?
here.
I predict, with an 8.23 margin of error, that our situation will improve in time.
Wait. Don't tell me you're one of those drones from Auntie's Choice.
Welcome. Have you come to bask in the Order's knowledge?
What's over here? See, a large pile of seemingly unrelated debris. What this once was isn't readily apparent at first glance. Okay, I can't do anything right now.
Watch yourself if you intend to nose around that collapsed ramshackle. I swear, refugee settlements aren't what they used to be.
My health was never in question, but anyone inside must have been gravely injured. That used to be more than debris?
Oh yeah, Duarte. He's former aunties like me. He was underneath for a few hours. Or, no, that was before. This time it was Rollo Nast? No. Gert Valkenburg. Happens a lot. People here need more room to breathe. Don't have proper building material or nothing. They just make do. After a while, the stacked up little huts they jury-rigged come tumbling down.
So a bunch of displaced have been hurt doing this.
Oh, you put that together, did you? Here, I thought I was being subtle. Yeah, people keep at it. What else choice? Maybe if we interspersed our
What
requests
else
with numbers,
choice?
they'd pay attention. Seems like all they care about sometimes.
The Order is doing the best with what they have on hand. What worries me is you may be right.
They're doing something, which is better than nothing, but not by much.
Okay. Foil, scrap metal, cloth. Huh? Ooh. We still need to find some, but oh.
The meaning of life is numeric.
What happened to this place?
Oh. Administrator Agrawal. Here to finally hash this out, are you? Thought this day would never come.
Yes, well, our esteemed outsider here has agreed to thoroughly appraise our situation, in the hope that we may finally close the book on...
They say you asked around. Listen to folks. That's a good start, at least.
What was this whole
The
argument
seer
about?
predicted imminent danger to the exclusion zone. In the interest of safety, the displaced must leave.
Well, the displaced are the ones taking that risk.
The displaced are under the Order's care. Mediator, I leave the fate of the exclusion zone in your
I'd like to
capable hands.
discuss what I found about the Order's side. Let's talk about the displaced and their perspective.
I'm all ears, Mediator.
You heard about this business with Sub Rosa altercations?
The what now?
When grievances between the displaced approach fisticuffs, we hire Sub Rosa hooligans to duke things out.
That is unquantifiably absurd. And I don't see how moving into the exclusion zone will help.
Overcrowding leads to frustration. Minor issues get amplified.
Unproductive is one thing. Paid Donnybrooks with surrogate fighters is, well, I'm at a
Donnybrooks.
loss for an applicative metaphor to describe it.
I spoke to the camp doctor about the health situation here.
I understand he is rather short-handed.
Yeah. Someone should get right on that. Anyhow, what was the good doctor's diagnosis?
He has meds to treat sickness, but he can't cure overcrowding. Beardsley needs more resources, not more space. Well, you have people living on top of each other, which is a public health disaster. 1 or 3. 2's going to side with the other, maybe. Yeah, people living on top of each other, which is a public health disaster. Yes, meds to treat sickness, but it can't cure overcrowding.
At Auntie's choice, we'd view this from a lens of how sickness...
That is indeed unfortunate, but the dangers predicted for the exclusion zone may outweigh these concerns.
I found evidence of a collapsed structure.
Collapsed? But we built Matriarch's Mercy to optimize comfort and...
I'm guessing you're saying this wasn't an official structure. More of a hastily assembled, precariously built shanty.
Refugees shouldn't have to build in these conditions. These huts come crashing down.
People are struggling to make do with what they...
I'm aghast these structures weren't built following established order construction guidelines.
I'd like to discuss what I found about the order side.
Speak on then.
Rollo Nas taught me a bit about the order's predictions and their usefulness. Plotnik informed me about the order's efforts.
You actually got the Provisioner to give you the time of day.
Ah, yes. I sometimes forget Provisioner Plotnik is also assigned to minding the displaced's needs. Her role is largely proactive, while mine is reactive.
She keeps Matriarch Mercy supplied, except for space and building supplies.
If the Provisioner's booked up, I say redeploy another...
It's less of an issue of personnel as it is of safety. Contrary to your assumptions, we do care about your collective and individual well-being.
Roland Nas taught me about the Order's predictions.
Did he also happen to mention they were needlessly oblique and vague?
He said they weren't always accurate, but he was too scared to ignore them. Seems to me like the Order wastes a lot of time and energy on them. He said they weren't always accurate, but he was too scared to ignore them.
But our predictions are given to inform and protect, not... Forgive me. I do not mean to disrupt.
I spoke to Victor Orendi about her support for the displays.
You mean that missionary type who's always talking at everybody instead of to them?
She's out of touch with people's needs, but so is the Order. She values education, but I find her methods questionable. She means well, complex mathematics can be useful, even to the displaced, I think. She means well.
Mathematics is the hidden language.
I haven't heard that much sugarcoating outside of an auntie's suppository yet.
By my calculations, you've explored this topic from every conceivable angle. I suspect that your sympathies lie with the displaced. Unfortunate if true, but I leave the decision in your capable hands.
I have no business making life or death decisions, but look, for the record, all this is ridiculous. I am going to rule for the displaced just because I want her gun.
Well, if this is the fate that was augured, then I will not complain, though it goes against my very nature.
Not to worry, Ministrant. The exclusion here. You stay out of trouble. We'll try and do the same.
Didn't know it was the SMG. Dang it! That's the one I already have, I think. Burst SMG, and I had Premium Moonman SMG. 9 times 4, 14 times. Oh, it's better than the one I had. Okay.
Where do we go?
On to the next.
Another refugee camp? Another colony? I can't say I'm fine with these outcomes.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return?
We got 2. That's 1,000 away, so that's a lot further. Okay, we gotta go here next. On the trail of the traitor. Now these are both the same. What? Doctors inside borders. Let's see. That's over here. No, that's the traitor. I don't know where that one is. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Is it not on this map? No, it's not. That's back on another planet. Okay, so we'll do that later. Malfunctioning mechanics, that's... Nope, that says the planet, hazard of gas. Okay, let's do this one next. Why is it not letting me turn? There we go.
Construction loaded. Just get the signal. I see that friendly storm.
Hello, Commander. Medic sorted. Recharging as fast as I can, Commander.
Ah, shit. These guys are a lot harder than the last planet.
Let's get you healed. Out of sight and on the way. To the rescue. Sight unseen.
Shit. That was the healing pod. Oh, I forgot I can slow time also. Okay. Heart. Arachnid heart. Food biomass, mantic carapace. Leaded jumpsuit. Okay. Ammo catcher, 5% chance whenever you're hit by a ranged weapon, recovering ammunition of that type. Cigarette lighter, pure ethanol. Okay. I'm not going this way anyway, but it's rat hide. can't break the eggs like you can in the other planet. Okay, I don't know. Going over there. Take the Abbott's message out, post opportunity. Okay, let's double back. Crescentite, okay. Must be a building material. Going over there, just kind of straight ahead.
Let me handle this. Here. Yeah. Rounds, lubricants, fuse, energy, scrap metal. I gotta remember to use the time slower thing. Nope, that was that. I don't know what that one is. I don't know what that is. Okay, let's go to the shield. No, the time. Heart. Sucker and heart. Plasma charges. Heavy round, heart.
run this way. Foil. A heart. Anything else? Can't see it. Come on. Shit. Come on, reload. All time is spent reloading. That's... I should have waited till the reload was over. Here. Zenith Biotics, 18% inhaler charge. That's cool.
Please report to your assigned area and do not interrupt current operations.
I've repaired this area to the best of my ability. The other tasks are far more bothersome. Perhaps I should just start again. Surely I can repair it better.
Move on, Freelancer. I've been tasked with only treating enlisted personnel.
That Manosaur was at least 4 meters tall. Now probably closer to 6. Probably the biggest Manosaur there ever was.
I just can't. Where?
I should do a study on how alcohol affects the temple.
I do not believe I've observed you in these trenches before. You are aware this is a... Everyone is on edge since that last attack. Honestly. The quiet made reading far more enjoyable and increased the speed of my literary consumption by 14%.
We're working our way there. Scrap metal, goggles. Okay, so we're gonna have to leave this.
This is the last bastion of control before no man's land. I am Perhaps I should peruse Malkin's Immutable Mathematics again. I've only read it 4 times.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
Attention, Freelancer. You are currently heading into no man's land. We strongly...
Oh, shit!
coming your way.
What was that last thing? Leather jumpsuit. Gothic helmet. I think that's what it was. Or, no, it wasn't plasma grenades. Okay. We had another one that gave us that's an extra holster. Defensive plates. Thought I had a extra heal.
Back in business.
That's a short plate. That's no. Cave. Arachnid sucker. A heart. Jewel's ring. There's some extra bits. Loose Quaker cannon round that appears to have been part of a now overturned supply shipment. The primer cap appears to have been partially dislodged. If the cap can be removed tactfully, the bounty of black powder inside would be free for the taking. After you remove the cap, a large green black powder pours out. Collect as much as I can carry. Flashing over here. Energy canister, big cartridge. Drone helmet, field testing log.
Exploitation behavioralist DeWitt. This is entry number 8 of my scrapper preventative field work. Unfortunately, it seems my heavy metal detritus drops mixed into the adrenatine cancels the intoxicating effects that the scrappers crave. Their leader was first to the drops enhanced injections that I conspicuously left for them. And he ran through all 24 in barely a minute trying to cure the urge. He seized, turning steely gray, and then succumbed to some sort of severe blood poisoning. Though I'm confident it's completely unrelated to my heavy metal detritus drops. Now the rest are in a frenzy hunting for... Why, hello.
Go up there later.
Find me way up... Oh, no. No. I had nothing to do with... I said... No, please! Please! Ah!
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when.
Okay, bypass shunt, mini rockets, mag pick, concussive mine, pneumatic shovel. I thought that was a mine. It's over here. Okay. Ooh. Compass, coolant tank, pneumatic piston. Okay. More black powder. Salted chips. Cloth. Long rounds. Let's eat a little. Grand Plan alcohol. Oh shit! Didn't do much damage, thankfully, but now we're way off the other way. We wanna. I guess we could go this way and then back around here. Well, we came down this way though. Okay, we're gonna have to go through this anyway. Gotta get over here. Let's go back through here. Other dot compression coil.
I see an unfriendly soup.
Time to earn my commission.
Carpus. Okay. Right there. That's reloading. That. Are we close? We're close. not going down to that. Ah, shit, uranium, or whatever the hell that's called. Let's feel that. I think we got past that, right?
Guess they're survivors after all. For now, anyway.
Oh, thank law. It's Barnabas, the worst Borst. Barnabas, I need you to go get help, buddy. I think I might be hallucinating. I just threw up all over my shoes, and the laces are melting.
Shown about the station, all manners of caustic, volatile, medical-grade chemicals. All it would take is a spark of ingenuity or practical knowledge to create something deadly.
Why are the laces melting? My insides, they're on... What's hotter than fire? They're on lava, they're on clank plasma. It's Barnabas, the worst Borst. I just threw up all over my shoe fire. And the lace...
What in the scrupulous name of profitable deductibles do you think you're doing? Just who are you, and why are you walking through my triage?
I saw the explosion from the landing pad. What exactly happened here?
Some kind of rocket attack, or maybe an orbital strike. Can't rightly say for sure, but it came from above and hit us hard. Don't suppose you're looking for a way to help? I'm absolutely desperate, and I'm sure I could rustle up some suitable reward if you helped.
Absolutely. What do you need?
We need compression coils. The attack left more wounded than I have supplies for, plus a hefty amount of uranium poisoning. And the coils on our auto docks without them, they can't convert raw materials into the medicaments needed to help the soldiers heal.
Medicaments. The good news is I can help you with some of the needed compression coils right now. So you need me to find some. Tragic assortment of troubles. Best of luck. I'm out of here. No, good news, I can help you with some of them.
This feels like my first bit of luck. It's a start. Thank you.
I've been laid up same as those troopers, and I don't wish that kind of suffering on anyone. Antes or no. Let's look for those
I just threw up
coils.
all over my shoes, and the laces are melting.
No, that sounded terrible.
Why are the laces melting? You'd make a great lower manager.
Did that blast give me a dunder? Or is some damn stranger walking into my area of operation right after we've been attacked?
You all right, officer? We saw the impact and got over here fast as we could. If there's anything
We can do to part you from your bits while you're desperate? Yeah, I know your type. You go private, but then lurk in the shadows like manta wasps looking to prey on easy marks. You got any reason I oughtn't have you shot?
The order sent me to help as a gesture of goodwill. They didn't attack you. Careful, the order didn't do this, but I can make sure they do the next one. I saw the state you're in, thought I'd offer help. No, the order sent me to help as a gesture of goodwill.
Yeah? Well, what exactly makes you so sure of that?
Because the order Abbott sent me as an emissary to convince you? Honestly, I'm not, but the monastery abbot asked me to come and he seemed very sincere. They're paying me. Honestly, I'm not, but...
Well, I suppose I appreciate your honesty. But even if I believe you, so what? The damage is done, and it's not like I'm mounting a counterattack.
He wants you to contact your superiors to make sure things don't heat up or escalate. So if it wasn't the order, you have a new enemy slaughtering your people?
Maybe. I suppose it's possible. But even if I believe you, what by
Wow,
law do you
time
think I
flies
can do
when I
about it?
play this game. Get the word out that it wasn't the order and they've got a new threat to deal with. Be a damn professional. Report this development to your superiors. Get the word out.
Seriously? You expecting me to ring up Auntie and tell her, hello, Maven of all marketing, just letting you know that the order says. Also, there's some new nameless, faceless, seriously cutthroat competitors trying to frame the order, so we go back to killing each other.
Okay, if you won't help me yet, maybe I'll help you. You've got quite the mess.
Ah, an offer for transaction. Now you're talking my language. Didn't reckon you as someone sympathetic to... It just so happens we might be able to trade services. Normally I wouldn't admit this kind of weakness. It's bad practice. But I'm really in the squeeze, and you might... Lately my luck's been right miserable. I got enemy sneak attacks. I got grunts murdering each other. I got unsanctioned power struggles. And it all risks reflecting badly on me.
And you'd like my help with those. Badly on you. All that's going on, and you're worried about you?
Well, who else should I be worried about? Do you have any idea how abysmal that's going to look on my next? You cut down the number of issues that are vexing me, and I'll send you a word of peace and harmony up the chain. What's good for... Or, if all that sounds like too much work for you, there are other ways to curry my favor. Make me believe your good intentions. Encourage me to take your side.
Really, all it'll take is some bits to solve this issue? I could do you a few favors. What kind of jobs do you need done?
That bomb that hit us, it was filled with uranium. So not only did it kill us the good old-fashioned way, it also caught... My contract medicalist over there is literally up to her elbows in it. Her hourly rate is ridiculous. And our damn auto... You get her the compression coil she needs to make the auto docs
I already
work.
agreed to help
and that
you,
should cut her
medic.
billable hours in half. And then I'll send you a message. There's been a murder at one of our forts. Troopers accused of poisoning her senior. Problem is, I'm already short on medical specialists. Go find out who done it, and I'll send the message you're asking for. This is gonna make no more sense for me saying it than it's gonna make for you hearing it, but apparently, the senior officer at one of my forts is a mantisaur. A real, actual, pincer-faced, carapace-having mantisaur. Not a half-human one, or a psychic one, or a talking one, just a regular old head-munching mantisaur. Anyways, there's some dispute over who his second should be, and he can't exactly decide himself. So go sort it out for me, and I will gladly send your message. Now you know that's... So don't let either of us...
People are dying, and all he cares about is what he can get out of it.
When I first joined up with you, I figured Milver Street and Carr knew you'd do a good turn for our folk eventually. Thought if I tagged along, it'd be... And it seems all of us were right. That relay ain't a threat anymore. But one thing I couldn't quite figure out all this time is what you were getting out of helping us. Not that I disagree with your assessment, but I find it mighty interesting that you think you got the authority to supersede them altogether. Things slid into focus for me mighty quick once we got to the relay. You were busy hunting down a fellow agent, and I thought you folk were about duty and...
Before I talk to her... Come on, be in the camp already. Don't make me fight to get there. Come on.
Getting rusty there, Commander.
Please tell me there's a damn good reason you're back. Then why by law...
When I first joined up with you, I figured Milver Street and Carr knew you'd do a good turn for our folk eventually. Thought if I tagged along, and it seems all of us were right. That relay ain't a threat anymore. But one thing I couldn't quite figure out all this time is what you were getting out of helping us. want to play it that way. All right.
Okay, let's get this save right, and then we're gonna end the stream. Okay.
When I first joined up with you, and it seems all of us were right, that relay ain't a threat anymore. But one thing I couldn't quite figure out all this time is what you were getting out of helping us. Won't blame you for thinking it's kindly to win hearts and minds, but it ain't ever gonna be as potent a strike as dropping a bomb. Though I reckon you know something about that. Things slid into focus for me mighty quick once we got to the relay. You were busy hunting down a fellow agent. And I thought you folk were about duty and camaraderie above all. Were you one of Auntie's? I tell you just to shake the ladder hard while your traitor is climbing up, and enjoy the show when she tumbles down. What recourse do you actually have? Suppose that tracks. You agents are untouchable. Or ain't had many dealings with the Earth Directorate myself. You're the first agent I ever met, in fact. But you get things done. As for the rest of your organization, can't really say. They hate corporations, I've heard that much. Well, what about you? You buy into their policy too? No, I get that. If you wanted to, you would've... Look, I'm sorry. I ain't intending to get into any grievances here. Let's just say I'm a little dubious about the whole keeping corporations and corrupt governments in check. Ain't seen evidence of it yet. But maybe you're liable to prove me wrong. Anyhow, reckon we should keep moving.
Okay, get out of here.